In this video, we're going to review how to do mean, median, the interquartile range, and standard deviation. So we've got a set of data, and we're going to go ahead and calculate. So for mean, I'm just going to add all the numbers up. And then I'm going to divide by the total number of numbers. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I would divide by 7. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into my Desmos calculator. All right, so let's see what it looks like in Desmos here. So I would probably use some parentheses to start with so I can do this calculation all at one time. That will allow me to have a numerator. So I've got 8 plus 9, that's not what I wanted, plus 9 plus 7 plus 5 plus 9 plus 6 plus 4. And then we're going to go ahead and divide that by 7. So we would get 6.857. All right, the median, I have to take the numbers and I have to put them in order. So the way that I do that is I go ahead and I start checking things off. So my smallest is 4. Then my next one is 5. Then my next one is 6. Then my next one is 7. And my next one is 8. And then it looks like I've got 9 twice there. So 9 and 9. All right, then I look for the number that's exactly in the middle, which in this case, it would be 7. Now, if there are 2 numbers that are in the middle, you add them up and divide by 2. To do the interquartile range, I actually use my median. So I'm going to use that. What I'm going to look for is the median number in the bottom quartile, or quartile 1, which is 5. So quartile 1 equals 5. And then in this quartile here, my middle number is, so quartile 3 is 9. And then to get the IQR, we're just going to simply subtract those numbers. So 9 minus 5 would be 4. Okay, to do the standard deviation, the first thing I do is I find the mean. So I would typically draw this table, and I'm going to just list my values in the table. 7. Okay, sorry about that. Almost lost battery. 7. Oh, let's see, make sure I'm doing this right. So 7, 5, 9, 6, and 4. Okay, I would calculate the mean. I luckily have already done that once. So this is the mean is the 6.587. Sorry, 6.857. All right, then what I'm going to do is I need to find the difference, which means I need to subtract the 6.587 from all of these values. Okay, so I'm going to go into Desmos to do that. So I'm going to go 8 minus 6.5. 8, so 857. Then I'm going to do 9 minus 6.857. 7 minus 6.857. 5 minus 6.857. And then 9 again, which we've already got. And then 6 minus 6.857. And then 4 minus 6.857. And we're going to go ahead and put those in the table. Okay, so I've got mine written in the table now. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to square all of those values. So I'm going to use my calculator creatively here to square things. So to square it, I am simply just going to add a parentheses around it and hit a Shift 6, and then I square it. Well, I'm going to do that on all of my values. And that's just kind of a short way to do it rather than typing in all those decimal points. Parentheses, shift 6. I wonder if I can just put a parentheses at the end. Look at that. I made it even shorter. You can just put a parentheses at the end. Okay, parentheses, shift 2. Okay, so now I've got all my squares. I'm going to go ahead and write those in the table. All right, so as you can see, I've written all my squares in the table. Now I need to find the mean of my squares. So mean of squares. So to do that, I'm going to add up all those values. So I've already kind of started that here in Desmos. So I've taken all those values, I put them in, I'm going to add them together, and then I'm going to divide by the total. So I'm going to divide by 7. There were 7 of them. So I know that my mean is 3.265. So 3.265. To get the standard deviation, we take the square root of that number. So our square root of that number. So I'm just going to do SQRT. And then I'm actually going to click on this a couple times. And then I'm going to hit Control C, Control V, and there is my standard deviation, 1.807. So it's 1.807.